Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare again with you on the 14th of March, 2025. I am joined as usual by psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are we doing today, Liz?
It's great. The sun is still shining. It's warm outside.
Good. Um, awesome. Right. So this is a probe which was triggered by a recent public Substack post by Cliff High. It actually refers to uh, originally a drawing, which I do remember from many years ago, done by another remote viewer, Dick Allgaier. And it's basically showing people being sort of sick or puking up, or um, they have some shocking news. They're bent over, they're sobbing. And so this was a drawing that Dick Allgaier did back in the day, Liz, which I do remember. I have some knowledge of. I do remember it, and I can't tell you exactly when, but it's been around for some while. Anyway, move forward to today, and Cliff, there's a conference that was starting today in Ottawa, Canada, and Cliff wanted to have a look to see if there was anything untoward that might be occurring or anything like that. Anyway, so he started cranking up his machine and he sort of looked into the data and basically nothing was going to happen. However, because he had his machines going and he was looking into the data set, um, and that was because it's quite a laborious, time-consuming job doing the data the way he does it. He's not a remote viewer. Um, so what he did was he thought, well, he would look into some of the data sets and he would look down into the third and fourth layer. Now, those are where the initial crosslinks are to see what was going on. And what he discovered was a little bit shocking. So I'm going to read out the bit that matters, um, and then we're going to have a look at it. So, some manifestations that may appear are worth noting. There is a very large set about economic activity. This includes finance. These financial sets have a curious story to tell. These sets are forecasting that the Department of Government efficiency guys, or perhaps because of their actions more than their discoveries, cause a giant layer of financial information to emerge. This is around the idea of a massive fraud, quote unquote, within the Federal Reserve and the Treasury under the Democrats these last 20 plus years. Note that it was also hidden under Trump's first administration. The massive fraud is about being somewhere between 100 and 1,000 times more dollars created than are on the books at either the Treasury or the Federal Reserve Bank, which, as he points out, is a private corporation, not part of the government and not a bank, and completely without any reserves. Okay, that's fine. The massive fraud is so massive as to completely destroy all accounting and all financial systems and all the markets based on the Federal Reserve note dollar. It ends the dollar on its discovery. So he then, because he was typing and he'd worn his hands out or something, asked for an AI interpretation of if that was the case, what would happen. We don't really need to go into that. It's fairly obvious. I could have written that for Cliff if he'd have asked. It's not that difficult, to know. So we're going to find out if there's any truth to this. Is this going to come out? My take on it, not that I know whether there's any truth or not, but I was concerned whether it would actually come out because this is pretty damaging. Um, AI believes that 100x increase, the system might be able to survive 1,000x, no chance. So, Liz,
Mm-hmm.
here we go. I'm going to start with Alan Greenspan. He was the Fed chairman for quite a while. He survived, he was through various American presidents. So, he was one of the longest serving Fed chairman, actually. So, can we get a contact and a connection with him, please?
Yeah, sure. I have it. He's pretty old now.
Hmm. Well, he apparently was 4 times Fed chairman. So, successive 4 years intervals. I think that's probably the only one that's ever done that. So that's like 16 years. I mean, I do remember him being chairman. And anyway, okay, let's ask him the question.
Mhm.
Whilst he was Fed chairman, was he aware or was he involved with dollars that were being created that the public or the corporations or the government did not know about? In other words, are there extra dollars created that are not on the Fed's book?
Are you aware that there were extra dollars created, but they're not on the Fed books? Yes, he is.
Um, did that start whilst he was chairman? Or
No, long before then.
right. What level does he believe? I mean, we're trying to put a number on an X number, is there 2 times, is there 4 times, is there 100 times, is there 463 times more dollars? What does he think the number might be? I mean, I know
He-
I'm fully aware that he's not in the Fed now and he hasn't been for some time, but
Hmm. And he's well into his 90s. What do you believe is the number? Is it is it more than 100? Ooh. Now, in his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, what is it? Is it more than 100? Five? Possibly 400 times. This has
ah,
been going on for a very, very long time.
yeah, okay. Well, that part of it doesn't surprise me. What has been the purpose of creating all these extra dollars? Part one of the question, and part two is, and why were they never sort of declared? I mean, does he know?
What was the purpose of creating these extra dollars? To stabilize the economy, to put more money in and around and in pockets than what is on the books. It was to boost confidence.
But why not tell people then?
Why not tell people? Because then they would lose confidence.
He's not wrong. That's true. Yeah. Oh dear. No, it's a very true answer, actually. Yeah, you put more money in, but you don't tell anybody. But if you tell, so that's good. People don't know that there's more money in the system that's backing it, which is fine. But if they found out, then that would be inflationary and they wouldn't have the confidence. Um,
But it
does he,
only becomes inflationary if they know about it.
right.
If you
Okay.
don't know, then you won't react.
Correct. No, that's absolutely true. Yeah. Um, does he believe that subsequent Fed chairman, people, the chairmans after him, we won't worry about too much before, but after him also know about this?
You believe that other Fed chairmen know about this? No. No, he doesn't believe. I mean, according to his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, he does not believe that they are aware.
Right. How come?
This was
How did
really
how
something.
did he become aware then?
How did you become aware? Well, he was one of the orchestrators.
Okay. Right.
This
And
is really something that is like top secret info.
I know. I know.
And he was under which presidents? He was just under Bush.
Well, he was under Reagan,
Oh, he's
then
under
Bush.
Reagan.
Yeah, he started under Reagan. Reagan appointed him, 87. So.
Okay, let's ask Reagan. Were you aware that this was going on? No, he had no idea. So I've got another question. Were you doing this just to boost Reagan politically? And he says not Reagan, but the economy, because the economy had been in dire straits.
Right. What would the so with the is he aware of the of Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency?
Are you aware of Elon Musk and the department? Yes.
What would be the consequence of these guys finding out about this through their audits and their investigation? More to the point, if it became public.
What would be the consequence if they, oh, they'll find out because they're looking far enough.
And what do you think the consequences will be?
What do you think the consequences are going to be? All hell will break loose. Inflation will rise and the dollar becomes worthless.
Right. Okay. Um, can we just pause it there a minute? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I know you got to load your slide.
Okay, we now need to vote. Sorry, vote. What am I on about? We now need to probe the Department of Government Efficiency, Liz.
Okay.
But we're going to take it out to, I don't know, end of 30th of October, please.
Okay, so October 30th, 2025, 6 p.m. Eastern. Are we still standard time or are we daylight? We're still daylight time. What would you like to know?
Have any discoveries been made since the middle of March this year regarding dollars that have been created that have not been known about? In other words, has it been discovered that there are a lot more dollars in circulation than admitted to by either the Fed and or the Treasury?
Okay, run that. So sorry, run that by me again.
Has there
Has
been
it been
any?
discovered?
Yes, since March of this year, because we're now out in the end of October. Has any discoveries been made that, by the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, yeah? Have they discovered that there are more dollars in circulation than have been previously admitted to?
Have they discovered that there are more dollars in circulation that have been previously discovered? Yes.
And what sort of level would that be? Would it be 2 times? Would it be 4? Would it be 6? Would it be 100? Would it be 1,000? I mean, what kind of level, are we talking about here?
Level are we talking about? Is it 100 times? No, it's so according to them, it's not 100 times. It is higher, lower than 50. No, it's not 50. Is it higher, lower than 40? So I think this is where the 25 comes in. It's about 25. So 25% more. Is it 25% more? Roughly 25% more than what they are aware of.
Hang on,
That's on
25%
the
or
books.
hang on, 25% or 25 times?
Oh, is it 25 times? So what percentage
Well, then, everyone is an X, isn't it? Is it 25X? Is it,
is
so if
it
it's double,
25
it would be
times?
it would be 100%, 200, 300, 25,000. But I mean, what is the percentage higher? If it's 25%, that's nothing really. I mean, you could probably, suckle that up to accounting errors and stuff. But, if there's
Mm,
25 times the currency out, bear in mind, so we need to bring in Cliff High now as well.
So I'm getting, is it 25 times? See, no, so it's about well, I've got Elon Musk, right? And I've got Doge, and they're saying it's about 25% more or 25 times more. Times.
Yeah.
25 times more.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's grab Cliff High, please.
Okay.
Put him out to the same day, 30th of October, 2025.
October 2025, 6 p.m. Okay.
So what happened with his data sets regarding the discovery of the extra money that that he was talking about back in March?
What happened with the data sets regarding the extra money discovery? It's been discovered.
And what was the amount? What was the declared amount in the end? Does he know? Does he remember? Does he recall?
It's a lot. What was the declared amount in the end? It's possibly more than $1 trillion. So it could be several trillion.
Okay, so what? Sorry, yeah. Okay,
What's
what?
the declared amount?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the percentage. Is it 25
Mm.
times? Is it 50 times? Because let's remind Cliff that he said in his Substack in March that it was between 100 and 1,000 times that would be discovered.
Is it 100 and between 100 and 1,000 times? Was it between 100 and 1,000 times? No, it wasn't 100. He's saying relatively the same thing what Department of Government Efficiency is saying, about 25 times.
Right. Okay. And
It's still significant when you add
absolutely.
it up.
Yeah. It's very significant. Yeah. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as 100 or 1,000, but yes. Okay. And what has been the effect? What has he noticed has been the effect of that revelation?
What has been the effect of that? Prices have risen. Inflation has gone up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's true. And originally, he said on his timeline he thought it might be around June. Was it June, or was it May, or was it July, or was it August that it was discovered? And then the same question to the Department of Government Efficiency.
Was it June when it was discovered? I think it was discovered in June, but the information leaked out. Was it leaked? It was definitely leaked. They did not want this information to come out, but it was leaked out around August.
Right. Okay. Was that leaked? Okay, right. So was that leaked by the guys at DOGE or somebody else?
Was that leaked by the guys at DOGE? Cliff doesn't know.
No, sorry,
Ask the
that
founding
question actually
fathers.
was for the DOGE. Yeah.
Let's ask the founding fathers. Who was it leaked by? It's somebody who doesn't like Trump. Which could be a lot of people. Somebody who doesn't like Trump, they're trying to get Trump back. Is this the Bidens? No. Is this Kamala Harris? No. Somebody up there, pretty big, sold the story to a newspaper.
And the newspaper printed it?
Did the newspaper print it? Yes, exclusive, yes.
And what has been, let's ask the founding fathers, what has been the global effect of the discovery that there are 25 times more dollars in existence than was previously thought of that there were?
What has been the global effect? Well, they're saying a collapse, but I don't think it's a real collapse because I'm not picking that up. But certainly it's crushed the markets globally. Because
Yeah,
now you're finding out your dollar. If you have investments over in the USA, you're doing business with the USA, your dollar becomes worth a lot less.
correct. Yeah. Okay. What has been so we're at the end of October still. What has been gold's reaction to the discovery that there are, 20, let's say 25 times more dollars in existence than was previously thought?
What has been gold's reaction? Gold has risen in price
Mm-hmm.
by a lot. Not by a lot. I mean, it's maybe a few $100s.
Okay. What about Bitcoin? Did Bitcoin have any reaction to this?
Did Bitcoin have a new? Yeah, Bitcoin has risen as well.
Okay. Okay. Right. Has there been, I mean, I know it didn't start under Trump's watch. We know that it started under Greenspan's watch. Um, what has been the Federal Reserve's reaction, the current, the Federal Reserve's reaction to that discovery?
Well, it's caused them to lose credibility. It actually happened before Greenspan.
Right. But I mean, Greenspan was by his own, well, his volition. He said he was
Mm.
actively doing it, and he gave the reason
Mhm.
why.
Yeah.
And in a weird sense, it sort of made sense. I mean, it does. If you put more dollars in to stabilize the system, but you don't tell anybody, then what they don't know about. There's a lot of things that are definitely done that we don't know about that, you know, we quite possibly could benefit from. Um, However, if we find out about it, then of course there's the panic. So, I'm betwixt and between on this one, I can tell you. Um, let's ask Greenspan again. What would have happened if he hadn't have done all this? Where would the economy be now? I mean, does he have a view on that?
What would what would have happened if you haven't, or this was never done? Do you have a view upon that? Yeah, I mean, the dollar would be worth a lot more and the economy would be more stable. There would be less inflation. Yes, but there would also be a lot of poor people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because an even stronger dollar would not, yeah. So that makes sense as well. Was it done originally to weaken the dollar?
Was it done originally to weaken the dollar? I mean, those are the consequences, but no, it was
Right,
really to strengthen the economy. Did you have a plan in place to recapture that money back? I mean, they always thought that they would have the opportunity to recapture it back at some point, but that's never happened.
right. Um, in Cliff's thing, let's ask Cliff again. At the end of his missive on Substack in the middle, he said that this had also something to do with off-planet stuff, so UFOs, so maybe technologies. Is that true? Did that come out? Did any of that information, surface? Was that true? Was any of that true?
No,
Right. Okay. So
no. I
it
think
was.
that I don't know if he got that from his computer
I don't know.
or if he got that from the remote viewers. Do you know where he got that information from?
I don't.
Was that from your computer? No, I feel because if it's the remote viewers, it could be that, there's alien ET infiltration into the signal lines, where his
Right.
computer is like matter of fact. Let's ask this question. Can ETs or aliens enter into Cliff High's data set? No. So it could be coming from the remote viewers. And that happens a lot with remote viewers once they really open themselves up to the alien stuff. Not saying they don't exist, because obviously they do, but then the aliens start infiltrating the signal lines. Um, what was his summary that it was going to come out at the same time, the alien invasion? What was that?
Well, no, he didn't actually. So what he did was he just turned to AI and asked the question,
Mm.
what would be the consequence of the discovery that there was, you know, 100 to 1,000 times more dollars in existence than was previously thought. And AIs just went through, you know, inflation, lack of confidence, all the sort of things that you would expect, most of which have been confirmed by our people here. The only thing AI said, you know, if it was 100 times, the system probably could take it. If it was 1,000 times, no, it couldn't, you know. So if it's 25 times, you know, obviously the system hasn't completely collapsed. Yes, the confidence has gone and all these things, and inflation has been one of the resultant effects of it, which is not surprising, you know. If people realize there's 25 times more dollars in existence than they thought, you know, essentially, you know, and I know it doesn't actually work like this, but you could look at it that, you know, what cost me $1 today will cost me $25 tomorrow for the same thing. I know it won't be like that, but there'll be a measure, there'll be an effect of that kind of behavior. People will think, you know, prices will rise because there are now more dollars in circulation. So that's a natural, you know, that's the same with money printing. I mean, that's essentially what it is, isn't it? It's just money printing, you know. I mean, if you look at the Fed's balance sheet, if you look at the Treasury, you know, the M2 money supply, since the US dollar was permanently taken off the gold standard, which is 1973, inflation in the dollar has just been rampant. All it's ever done is gone higher and higher and higher, which means the buying power of your dollar has gone down and down and down, you know. And what you could buy with a dollar in 1973 and 74 compared to what you could buy now, you know, is worlds apart. That's fact, you know.
Mhm.
So, okay, so all right. Has there been much political fallout for this, for Trump, or you know, the administration or anything? I mean, who should we ask? Founding fathers?
Yeah, has there been a lot of political fallout with regards to the administration? I feel like Team Trump is being put through the ringer. People are not happy. Is it because of this? No, the economy is not turning around as fast as most people would like, is what I'm getting. It's slow. Have we been forced into a recession? I feel that we're on the brink of a recession.
Yeah. Well, news like this was not good because it is inflationary. It's definitely not deflationary. You know, if you suddenly found there was only half the dollars in existence, that would be deflationary, you know, completely. So if there's double or treble or 25 times, you could see how that would be, and is inflationary. So yeah, Team Trump would suffer because they're the incumbent administration, you know. So this is let's ask who should we ask? Let's ask the founding fathers. Okay, if this information has come out, is there any wish within the administration that DOGE hadn't have found it? I mean,
No, it needed to come out.
I think, I think so. Yeah, I think we're in the information age. I think all of this stuff has to come out, good and bad. But yeah, okay. All right. Okay, that's really all I've got for this one. Thank you.
Well, that was really great. Thank you so much, Mr. Shakespeare. We appreciate it.